Welcome everyone to Tech Shop Coffee Talk, episode 7.
7.
And today with Bruce and Ross. One of us has the accent. Ross, what are we talking about today?
Hey, Bruce, welcome, and glad to be here. But today's topics, we've got a couple of them here. We're going to talk a little bit about freedom and
Awesome.
what it means to you, and or what it means, and we're going to talk a little bit about what no is, what no means to maybe you, or what no can mean. So those are a couple of the topics. Last week we touched a little bit on being average. I've got a little quote that's going to go along with that that will tie in with what's today too.
Nice.
And there'll be some neat things. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
Grab a cup of coffee and come join us. We want you to join us. Bruce, back to you.
Well, thank you, Ross. I just had a wonderful sip of some of the chai tea that we both sell. Now we're doing this YouTube channel here. We would ask that we don't ask you to send us money, but we would ask you on the description below. There's a link to Ross's website and to mine where you can actually order some amazing coffee or tea if it is.
Some great stuff.
Oh, that's good stuff. And it's healthy for you. So what I'm going to ask is please click on the links below. And we don't care if you click on Ross's link or my link. We just would encourage you to order some coffee or tea or hot chocolate and change your life. And with that, remember that the links are below. Back to you, Ross.
Hey, Bruce, back and touch on that. Let people know we're not being paid to do this.
That's correct.
You know what? We're here because we're fighting for our freedom. We're looking for our freedom, and we're working for our freedom. And what is freedom, Bruce?
Freedom is having the ability to say no.
That is so true. The neat thing about freedom is you can do what you want. You can choose what you want. You are not constrained by anything. If something comes along against what you're doing or what you want to do, you can say no, or you can say, hey, let's go do this. That's neat about freedom.
Versus, God bless the hardworking people in America, as in both Canada and the United States. A lot of people, when Monday morning comes, even if they got a cold or they're coughing or they smashed their thumb on the weekend because they were just playing football too much, or who knows, they're just hurting, and Monday comes, they don't have the option to say, no, I'm not getting up and go to work today.
They not
have
free.
To go to work.
Yep.
They have to go to work no matter what. If they don't go to work, eventually the van disappears, the house disappears, the food disappears, and I hate to say it, the wife and kids could disappear too.
Yes. And they say in that, those that are working, why are they working? They're working for their money.
Yeah.
And the number one route to failure, if you want to call it, whether it's to poorness, or whether it's to family problems, whether it's to all different sorts of things, is the lack of money. And that lack of money also relates to a lack of freedom.
Now, there's another problem with that. If you put too much into your job and you ignore your family, you're not spending enough time with your family. You're tied to your job, and you're never home. You're always out making money. Let's say you're making insane over 200 grand a year, just working like crazy, but you're always traveling. Then your family misses you. And you need to have balance. Everything in this life has to be a healthy balance.
You bet.
And that's why Ross and me are here talking not only about coffee and tech, but we're encouraging people to think outside the job and chase freedom.
Now, freedom is not free, even though it's called freedom. I love the word free. There's free in there, but bottom line, it's not free. And just like you and I here tonight, Bruce, we're here tonight doing what we're doing. We're
Yeah.
not being paid, but we are working for our freedom.
Correct.
And not only are we working for our freedom, but we are working because we want to help you have freedom too.
We're
Um,
investing in, I'm investing in Ross. Ross is investing in me. And we're also investing in those that are sitting down and tuning in every week and having a coffee and just watching, or tea, and watching this. We're investing in your people's freedom to
you
listen
bet. You
and
bet.
say, listen, you can change your life. It starts with not listening to your brother or your broke cousin or getting advice from them. You got to start thinking outside the box. You got to change, like Ross says, we got to change your circle of influence. And if Ross and me can be one of those 5 people in your circle of influence to freedom, well, welcome to Tech Shop Talk Radio.
You bet. And Bruce, there's a great quote that goes along with that. Jim Rohn, he's a well renowned speaker,
Yep.
and one of his great quotes is, "You're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with."
Yep.
So just take a circle, draw a circle on the paper,
Okay.
and write down the 5 friends that you hang around the most. Now, where do you fit in on those 5? Are you leading those 5? Or are you
Yes.
or are you following those other 4? So where do you fit in? And if you are following those 5, that's where you need to be, because then you've got room to go up.
Yeah.
If you're leading those 5, that's great, but you also need to be working on finding 5 new ones to work with too, to step you forward in the process, because the 5 that you hang around with are what you're going to become. So if you're hanging with the low hanging fruit,
Mm-hmm.
as they say, you're at that rotting stage.
Well,
You're at that easy stage to be picked off and to be knocked off and taken away, and not with the popular, and lack of terms, I don't want to use the term popular group,
yeah.
because you don't have to be the popular group. But you know what? If you're hanging out with 5 sharp businessmen that are at the golf course,
Yeah.
no, that's a good place to be. If you're hanging around 5 people that are sitting around the table and all they do is read books every weekend, which is a great thing to do if you're reading the right material. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're just reading um, soap opera books,
Yeah.
where are you going?
Yeah.
You can be very easily in a downward spiral. But
Now I do know, like I've worked for quite a few different companies, and there's one company in particular. When I sat down in a room with about 16 other people, it's a very disheartening feeling when you realize you're the smartest person in the room.
I mean, it's great to be there, but
No, you realize you need to leave because those people are going to pull you down, not push you up.
you bet, you're right, and you got to be real careful there. But so go back to what I said. Grab your piece of paper,
Yep.
draw your circle, put your 5 people in it, and see where you're at. If you're not where you want to be, you can change that.
Yes.
And if you don't know how to change that, reach out to Bruce or I. Reach out to some good um, material that is out there for increasing your influence. There's several books, there's several tapes,
Yeah.
there's several videos. There's Les Brown, there's Tony Robbins, there's there's another one that
Jim,
goes back.
Jim,
John Maxwell, very good on
yes.
leadership. He is excellent on stuff, and there again, Jim Rohn too. Those are just to name a few.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some Soup for the Soul. Who was that? Did the book Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul?
Yeah, that's a great one, and I can't remember the.
Because, but he's very positive. He went through 1,000 publishers. Everyone rejected him, and he finally found someone to publish. Sorry, his book, and now he's renowned all over the world. But don't ever take no for an answer. And you know what? if you can't get where you're going, you need to change your circle, and you should always be trying to expand and grow.
Yes,
And
that was
and
the author to that, Bruce, was Jack Cranfield.
yes, good old Jack.
Yep, yep.
So very, very positive things there. So yeah, no, there's some very good nuggets. So Ross, I'm gonna just jump around here.
Throw it
Can you
at
tell
me,
me
man. Throw it at me.
what have you been up to technically this week?
Well, on the tech side of things, the local business has been a little slow. We're in that transitional season, but we are doing a lot of transitional things right now. We're doing a lot of quoting. We're doing a lot of prepping. We're doing a lot of preparing for the fall
Mm-hmm.
season. So
Okay.
we're in about a 3-week spiral at this point, if you want to call it, which is a seasonal change.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the wonderful heat to drop, and we're waiting for the cool temperatures to plummet, and then we start swinging to the different side of things, and that brings on a whole new side of technical things, because now we deal with we have what's called the sequence of process, or the process of sequence.
Yeah.
And with what we do, you know, I've been in the industry for over 24 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do it right on the phone. The customer calls and tells me what's going on. I pretty much know what is wrong with it before I even get off the phone talking with them.
Yeah.
Just because there is what's called the sequence of procedures. And if you know those sequence of what those procedures are, you know exactly what the system is doing, because it fails through the sequence. And so, you know, that's the hardest one to teach to the techs and to the people working for me. They want to do the troubleshooting,
But
but
they don't have the experience.
they don't have the experience. But if they could gain that experience quicker, if they would just learn the 5 basic steps of sequence.
Yeah.
Number 1 has to happen. Number 2 has to happen. Number 1 doesn't happen without number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3 doesn't happen without 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and 5, the same thing. And depending on what stage it occurred to, you know what it is and where it is. So, you know, that's kind of the tech on our side of things of what we do. And that's
Yeah.
just on the fall side of it. We have the same thing principle in summertime. So like, you know, are asking me what I'm doing this week, you know, one of the things that we do is we run service and service calls, and
Yep.
it's all troubleshooting. And you know, it's basic. Is there power, or is there not? Is there power, or is there no power?
Mm-hmm.
Is it running, or is it not running? Is it low voltage, or is it high voltage? Is it out on safeties or not on safeties? You eliminate these, and then you've got your problem solved. And then it's a matter of which procedure do we go to make those fixes and repairs. And so, you know,
Is
that's kind of where we're at.
it still there, or is it disappeared? You know? Yeah. No, I know there's a
Well,
few.
you know what? There are some ghosties out there, if you
Yeah.
want to say such.
Yeah.
I have in my years, I have
Mm-hmm.
seen electricity go from point A to point B with no
Yeah.
connection.
Oh wow.
Now you tell me how. It can't be done, and it's impossible. But I have seen it. I have seen it, and there's no
It's
rhyme or there's no rhyme or
failed
reason
somewhere
for it.
else within the circuit. It's failed somewhere
Yeah.
else, and you know.
You
Yeah.
know,
No,
there's
it
even
does
things
great.
where we have motors that go backwards, um, and they're not designed or made to go backwards.
Yeah, but and once they go backwards, they don't go forwards.
Yeah, they do,
Oh wow.
and there's a fix to that.
Yeah.
But it's against all principles.
So is that a 3-phase motor you're referring to?
No, most of everything we deal with is single phase motors. Okay,
Okay.
and
Oh
and if you're familiar, there's a 3-wire motor and there's a 4-wire motor.
yeah.
Now, most motors have a reversible factor in them to where you can reverse the change, but most of your 3-wire motors are a set direction.
Yeah.
But we have had several cases where a 3-wire motor goes backwards.
It just hit faults or a lightning strike or something, or
You tell me, I don't
yeah.
know. We've
Actually,
walked up on scene and they're going backwards, and there's no rhyme or reason for them to go backwards. But you change 2 wires and they go forward.
You want to hear my secret? If things didn't break, I wouldn't have a job.
Yep.
So yeah, that's quite interesting. I know for me, I'm my colleague who's the expert on the digital TV transmitter. We have a Harris actually, and a Roden Schwartz. Maine is a Harris from America, and the Roden Schwartz is a German one. But when my colleague left again this week, I had the Harris blow up on me again, and sure enough, I troubleshoot it down to I had a wire kind of melt away on me, and it caused one of the 3 phases to disappear, and that caused everything to go wacko on me.
Yep. Everything starts single phasing on you.
Yeah,
But
it just makes a big mess. But
and you know what else that does, Bruce? It makes me drink a lot of tea. It makes me drink a lot of coffee.
got to sit there and think it through. And, troubleshooting. The best tool you have to troubleshoot is right here.
Yes.
You sit down, you look through the manuals. Like to sit down and read a manual is kind of boring, but when there's something broken, you're motivated to read it, to dig in those nuggets that's going to hint what the problem is and how to fix it.
And you know that's a key point, Bruce. You know, that troubleshooting knowledge has come from years
Yes.
of study, years of practice, and years of digging into the books for answers. Just like the video out there that talks about the 14,000 hours of schooling, of going to school, getting good grades. And Matt, you go to the master's course, and people talk about getting their master's. For someone to master their field or to master their technical skills factors, that's a 10,000 hour process.
Just to get to competent, like a master's level.
To the master's level. So those that have the master's level in that sense, whether it be speaking or whether it be in sales or whether it be in troubleshooting or in mechanical or electrical or in any of those fields, you know, the ones that are holding the masters, that right there is a sign that tells you they've spent the hours, they've spent the nights, they've spent the time. They've licked the fingers and the pages in the book. They've learned it. They've spent the time. And, you know, you and I have both been down that road. And that's what's put us in our fields of where we're at. And that's why we're also driving the field that we are now for our freedom to walk away from that other, to gain the freedom that we are here to help people get. So that's our drive that's here today. And, you know, there again, to help us, to help you, down below is our links, our info. You want more info, reach out to Bruce, reach out to me, find our links. The details are there. If you don't have the details there, contact us, man. It's that simple. We want to help you. That's the bottom line.
For sure. And also too, not only the freedom, well, I guess it's tied to freedom too, but consuming some of these products will help you have better health.
Huge.
So like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I know just consuming some of these products has changed my life personally. So, you know,
I got a testimony for there, Bruce. We had a guy come to the meeting here this last week. You know, I don't know his age, but, you know, I'm going to guess he's close to retirement age. Okay. And he's not what I would consider the optimal health person. But he goes out and he's walking every day to make changes in his life. And he's got a friend that he walks with every morning. And he says they walk, I think he said 5 to 10 miles.
Wow.
Actually, that doesn't sound right either. It must be 3 to 5 miles. But my point being is he walks with his friend and he cannot keep up with his friend. And he's 3, 4, 5 steps behind his friend, and he's gasping for air to just maintain the walk with his friend.
Yeah.
Um, 2 days. He says one day, but I've seen he's been on it for a week now.
Yeah.
2 and 3 days after being on the product, he's walking with his friend. He's keeping pace with his friend, and he's carrying a conversation with his friend, and he's not breathing hard doing it.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
So that's a strong testimony on the G-Fix product. It's just phenomenal.
Well, a lot of the nutrition that okay, a lot of the stuff, that's why half the people in United States are overweight, and Canada. It's because the food we're eating, there's no nutrition in it, and we're eating to get full, but we're eating food that is not good for us. And it's
Yes, yes.
just, so you got to put the good food in first, and then who cares what you eat? But
So
you got to have that base.
so it's good to have the balance of the supplements that go along with that and help
Yeah.
people and whatnot. And you know what? We believe we got some great products there, and they're great. So, but we're not here just to throw products down your throat. We're just here to have general health talk,
Would
tech
prefer
talk,
you
and
to
have
drink
fun.
them.
So,
Would prefer you to drink them, put them down your throat, than just throw them at you. But so different subject.
yeah.
No,
Ooh,
how can no affect you?
ooh, that's a strong one, Bruce.
How
That,
can no affect you?
I can tell you this: when I was a kid,
Yeah.
um, when Mama said no,
Ooh.
um,
Painful.
it was just flat out no. um, and if you went against the no, the sandal came off.
Yeah. Do
But
they throw shoes down there, or they just beat you with it?
uh, I would have to say it was more in the beating factor than it was. But
Now you realize today, politically correct and all, we're like in Canada, you're not allowed to do stuff like that. So,
yeah, well,
but you can take away their phone and stuff, and
apparently
that's worse.
apparently back then you weren't supposed to be able to too, but um
Yeah, but they take a. There's only one phone in the house, and they're sitting there, so you can't call. You can't. Yeah, totally
well,
different
I
world.
know I know I know the bigger no was is I couldn't go to my friend's house.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
outside of no, that's a powerful one, Bruce, and that's, I think it's changed over the
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Like I was saying with what my mom is now, you call and you talk to people. um no can actually be a yes. It's more, I see it now, this is my opinion.
Okay.
I see it more of, people are saying no, not now, or
Yeah.
no, I'm not interested, or no, I don't have the time. But at the same time, they want more information of what they're saying no to.
So,
And to
so that's
me,
kind of confusing, actually, isn't it?
it's very confusing, and it's very I think it's very frustrating to people because it creates the objective. And to me, a no is a challenge to
Hmm.
fix their no, because no is in part of it. I think no is part of not having freedom.
Yes, I agree. Now, no, sometimes you have to say no. Actually, I have, when we talked about this previous to this session, um, I was thinking about it, and I came up with a no, but in a different context.
Okay. And
And I was working for an organization, and they actually asked me to do something that was very unethical. Believe it or not, it was a government organization, and I was shocked, but I did not say yes. I actually said no, and it cost me my job.
hmm but there's being honest, that's a like I said, that's a hard one. But you were
Mhm.
honest, and that no had a bad repercussion. But
Well, in that journey, it was very painful, but I left that job, and then within 4 months, I landed a better job. So I went from $60,000 a year to over $200,000 a year.
and sometimes no is the answer.
Sometimes no is better than a yes. So, but um, but I still think you need to let your you got to have morals and ethics and hold on to those, because really those are the most important.
My
Family and time, and
Yeah, my biggest concern is when people say no, Bruce.
mhm.
The bottom, I, this is my inner feeling. The bottom line is, I don't think they know what they're saying no to.
Yeah, yes, and a lot of people say no, like Buddy, who's taking the G fix there, where it's changing his life. People say, "No, I don't want that stuff." But yeah, they don't realize what a superfood can do for you.
Hmm.
This isn't just
Especially in a nanotechnology level.
this isn't going to your 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 health store and buying the pills and popping a whole bunch of vitamin A's and D's and doing a Hail Mary and hoping for the best that it's going to work, because most vitamins are synthetic. When you put them in your body sees them as synthetic, so 90% of that pill goes right through you.
It's gone. Yeah, the energy is gone right out of it.
So you're wasting all that. Yeah, people don't realize you're wasting a lot of money on these vitamins and stuff that really aren't doing anything for you. But that's a whole nother story.
That is another story. So Bruce, what do you do, or what do you tell people to do, or how do you direct people in the fact of, we're in the um, business of helping people.
Yep.
We're in the business of sales,
Yeah.
which I it, a lot of people don't want to call it sales, but if you're not selling something, you're not making any money and you're not helping anybody in the process.
In
But
every industry, you're selling something to somebody. Something's changing hands.
you bet. So what can we tell our people that they're calling up Johnny, they're calling up Susie, they're calling up
Yeah.
their neighbor down the road, and they got a phenomenal product.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is 90% of the people are going about it wrong,
Well,
and they're cramming it down their throat
yeah.
instead of saying, "Hey, would you look at it?" And
And
so they're getting the no's.
they're getting the nose because basically you kind of need to most people, the most favorite subject they like to talk about is themselves. So the secret is, when you talk to somebody, you should ask them questions and try and ask them open-ended questions that
Hmm.
you can get more information out of. And if you ask them enough questions, you can usually find them, they're looking for more money, they're looking for more health, or they're looking for the freedom.
Yep.
One of those three. It's either money. Well, they all tie together, because if you're very unhealthy, you have no money and you have no freedom.
Yep.
you know if you could have lots of money but no freedom, because you're going to work 18 or 19 hours a day. So
and,
um,
and and where's your freedom? It's in your health and in your money.
yes.
It brings you the dreams and the desires that you want and that you desire as a person to have.
So my approach is ask questions and listen to them, and personalize it for them, and try and you know um, give them opportunity. See, with us, because we're in the industry, you can ask them all those questions, and then we don't have this weird oil that you have to rub on your nose when there's a full moon, or any weird. What we're asking is, well, can you just try our coffee?
You mean that doesn't work? Come on. I've been doing that for years. Come on.
Well, you got to bark at, you got to bark just when the stars are.
Oh, that's what I forgot.
No, it's the thing is, with the reason why me and Ross became business partners is what the products we offer are amazing. And
Yeah.
everybody needs coffee, and this coffee tastes better than most of the stuff on the market anyway, and it's healthy for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it gets rid of all the negative side effects of caffeine. You know how caffeine gives you that high,
Woo!
and then about half an hour later you get a crash,
Yep.
and then you go get another cup of coffee and you get up again, and then another crash. And then, whereas this stuff, you take it and it's just, it gives you a lot, it gives you consistent energy. Now, everyone's a little bit different, but I find the coffee, it takes that edge off, and you just, it really, it's way better for you. And I notice a different effect on that. You don't get the
It is.
crash at the
It
end of it.
is. And it's not just for coffee drinkers too, Bruce.
Yeah.
I'm not an avid coffee drinker, but
I won't hold that against you.
but I tell you what, I do love making money from coffee. It's great.
Okay.
But
So we do have something in common.
I am an avid tea drinker.
Okay.
And I love the teas, and the chai and the robust tea,
Yeah.
and we've got more teas coming, and that stuff is just great. So
It's very good.
and
Very
and
good.
the same effects there too. Tea doesn't have the caffeine that coffee does.
Yeah.
But you know what? I get addicted to it like anything else. But I'd rather have tea than soda, and I would rather have tea than something else that's not good for you. But
Well,
everybody's got their own twist.
2 liter of soda, diet or straight, is
Ooh.
just a bottle of sugar and water. And the diet soda stuff, because they take out the sugar and put some other stuff to make it flavored, that stuff is, it's just, you're drinking straight poison.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
You
and
know,
it's horrible for you. Yeah,
yes.
that was one. I used to be an avid Mountain Dew drinker. Just I lived on it.
Yeah. I
Um,
hear.
and it just I got off of it and got away from it, but
Mhm.
then it's been I've got to stop and think now. It's getting so long. It's been almost 7 going on 8 years
Oh, wow. Wow.
since I've had a soda.
Since
Or
you had a soda.
now, or up in the north, they say if you throw in the accent to it, it
Yeah.
it might be pop, or
Oh, pop. I actually,
or
I,
or if you go to the East Coast, it might be soda pop.
so here again, I forgot to mention here, everybody, please comment below. One of us has an accent and one of us doesn't. So,
Now, now,
um,
as my wife says, Coke.
Coke.
Everything is Coke. Pepsi is Coke. Mountain Dew is Coke. It's I
Yeah.
want to they and that has something to do with them East people and the Southern accents. I don't know where that comes in, but
Yeah. And I do find universal, even like overseas in Asia, you go to Israel, you go to Europe, to Israel, Africa, Europe, Asia, everyone drinks pop, and
it's a
that's probably the worst thing for you.
it's a bad epidemic. So if you can get rid of it, get rid of it. They're actually kind of starting to come out to say even though most coffee is high in acidic, it's still
Yeah.
better for you, and a healthy coffee is good and or tastes better and is less acidic. So drink the healthy
and
stuff and not the hard stuff.
and if you start drinking healthy coffee and take action, it could change your life and have
Oh
to
man,
freedom.
yes. That's over $100 billion industry. It's phenomenal. But hey, Bruce, it's been a great talk tonight.
Yes, it has.
And I do have a little thing maybe we can hit on a wrap up here.
Okay.
We're talking the Coke or the soda pop or the pop, however you want to state that.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people do that of high energy,
Yeah.
and that brings you down to a crash. But in getting your business starting, or
Yeah.
getting your group started, or whatever
Yeah.
it is that you want to start, I think it's important that there's a high energy impact there.
Yes, sir.
And it's like a rocket ship, and it's like an airplane. An airplane has to get up to 160 180 miles per hour
Yeah.
to get free.
Yeah.
you know and that takes a lot of thrust and a lot of energy. Now a rocket, I was reading this week on a rocket uses 90% of its energy
Yes.
to, to get itself to orbit, and it uses the other 10% to conserve its through its journey and return itself back to where it belongs. So this week What are you going to do, and what can you do to put 90% of your energy into your business or into your, I hate to say this, but into your daily job? That's
Yeah.
what you're dealing and facing with. Now, if you're working a business like Bruce and I are on the side, um, you know, what are you going to do? What are we going to do to put that energy in? And there's some good tips out there, and I'm just going to throw out a few, Bruce, if you can think a
Okay.
couple too.
Yeah.
It starts in the morning with just a clear mindset.
Yes, sir.
Mindset is huge to get that energy channeled and ready to go.
Yeah.
And that contributes to that 90% takeoff. There's healthy products you can put in your system that
Yeah.
increases your energy. And we always think about what are we doing to increase our energy.
Yeah.
Well, what about the things that you're doing or taking that decreases your energy? Find a way to eliminate those things. Whether
And
it's
and and what you think on in your mind when you're driving to work and stuff, don't dwell on the negative. Start thinking about the positive. I find when you're thankful and you're just grateful for, just think of all the good things in your life.
you know
Example, like, your kids, your family, your friends, where you're living, we have so much to be thankful for.
and there's even out there, and I don't like to bring religion into things too, but there's the good book.
Yes, sir.
And the Bible is a good way to start off to get that energy. There's even meditation. There's good meditation of the fact of, when I say meditation, I'm not saying chasing a religion or anything. I'm saying a meditation of thinking through your day and what you're going
Yeah.
to do, and what creating the processes and things to going ahead. So take time this week and do those things. I think you'll find yourself having a much better and greater productive week, and
Yes, sir.
get your energy up. Tell people hi. Get people curious. One of the things you can think about is tech, shop, coffee, talk. Get your energy up, get your people up, subscribe, like, share, right? Am I get it? See, I'm learning.
You're 100% there.
And reach out to us down below. Let us know that you like the value that we're bringing you. Let us know how we can help.
And please like and share. We want to get 1 million views on Ross's YouTube channel there. So please like and share. Tell all your friends. And you know what? These are two crazy guys. One guy's from Canada. The other guy's from the United States. Now, this really hurts people's. I say, do you realize, Ross, I'm an American? I'm a
Well,
North American. The continent I live on is North
oh,
America.
oh, you dog, you dog.
So people in Mexico are also American.
That's got something to do with that accent, doesn't it?
People in Brazil are also American, but they live in the continent of America.
You bet, you bet.
I'm just messing with you, but yeah, funny how it's all in your perspective and a mindset, isn't it?
You bet, you bet. Well,
So
Bruce, it was great being here this week.
it's
I'm
a
asking
pleasure.
everybody to join us. Bring back a friend with you. Grab a cup of coffee. Come back next week. Same bat place, same bat time. Let's join in. And I think that's a good way to end, Bruce.
Yes, it was. Thank you very, very much for sharing your time, and thank you for helping make this YouTube channel a success, Ross.
You bet. Have a great one. We'll speak to you soon.
Thanks.